Hey, it's finally time again for Drummer Nation Live. Took a month off, now I'm back, hunkered down in the basement while everybody hunkers down at home. We'll talk about that. Carpal tunnel surgery successfully done under my belt. And I have Stanton Moore, if the connection gods will approve, coming right up. As soon as I get out of this, sorry about the mic, as soon as I get out of this box, here we go.
It's time for Drummer Nation.
Introducing the Star Festival snare drum from Gary Astridge, a handcrafted and precision replica of the rarest and most iconic of drums, Ringo Starr's 1963 Ludwig Jazz Festival. Each instrument is authorized and hand-signed by Ringo Starr and will benefit his charity, the Lotus Foundation.
All right. I presume you're hearing me. Let me check my comments because I've got a lot of weird stuff going on today, and I want to make sure I'm heard. So if you don't hear me, let me know. I've got the comments posted up here. All right. Well, a lot of stuff to talk about. The first topic is coping with confinement. This, for people watching years later, is during the coronavirus pandemic outbreak in the United States, and almost everybody's confined to quarters, you might say. So I have a studio bomb shelter basement kind of thing here, and I can continue to broadcast. Now, one of the reasons I took a month off was because I had bilateral carpal tunnel surgery, which is, bilateral means two hands. Carpal tunnel is the tunnel that goes through here and gets inflamed, and I was having numbness and all kinds of problems. You get tests done, and it was determined that the best thing I could do would be surgery. So the surgery I want to talk to you about, and I'll show you a little video in a minute. This is my scar, man. It's like 1.5 inches long, if that. It's an 8-minute surgery. They do it with endoscopically, which means they go in from underneath with a scope and they cut the tendon from underneath, put some stitches in there. It's an 8-minute surgery. And I was prepared to do a series of videos detailing the process of healing, but there wasn't anything to. So I'm going to show you a couple of quick videos I did. Just to catch you up with what I was up to. There it is. Whoops. Come on. Nope. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get that video for you. In 1 second. For some reason it's downloading it from the cloud where I thought I had already done so. Give me a second, it'll be here. It's got to load up. All right, sorry about that. I hope you can hear me or you'd really be upset. Here we go, here we go. Come on.
When?
Hi, this is your host for Drummer Nation, Michael Vosbein. Today is March 16th, 2020, and I just had bilateral carpal tunnel surgery. Bilateral meaning both hands. And you can see there's not a lot to it. I wanted to track my progress on this because I know a lot of musicians, a lot of drummers have this surgery. First of all, it doesn't mean you've been doing anything wrong. It's a repetitive motion injury. I've been playing drums for 50 years, and it caught up with me. Never had blazing technique, but I never had embarrassing technique, and I had good teachers, and don't blame yourself if you get this, especially if you've been playing a long time. But just to explain what happened, they did this endoscopically, which means they put a little cut in here, and they go underneath the tendon that goes across here, through the carpal tunnel. That's why it's called the carpal tunnel. And then they put a little sled in there with a camera and a blade and slice it from underneath across the tendon that goes across here. Then they leave it to heal by itself because they've relieved the pressure. Pull the stuff out, put a couple of stitches in, 2 or 3, I haven't seen it yet, and that's it. The surgery takes like 8 minutes. So a lot of people do them one hand at a time. I decided I'd go ahead and do both. The main concern is after you're done, can you take care of yourself? Well, I was able to eat. I'm able to use the restroom and cleanse myself, but and there's no pain in a resting state. Now, you're not allowed to lift anything heavier than a glass of water or a coffee cup for a week, but as you can see, I mean, this is 7:30 at night. I had this done this morning, and I'm functioning. And if I don't do anything strenuous, there's no pain whatsoever. So far, thankfully. So I have taken one painkiller today, and I hope not to take any more. So I'm going to pop in over the next 2 weeks with some updates, and we'll put them all together as one show, because I think that a lot of musicians might be interested in this. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Memphis Drum Shop is the world's premier provider of percussion instruments. With 6 showrooms of gear, mycymbal.com, the Memphis Gong Chamber, and a first-rate repair department, turn to Memphis Drum Shop for all your percussion needs.
All right. Well, I hope you're seeing me in video. I don't know what's going on, man. Some kind of funky bandwidth issue. Here we go. It looks like I'm back. That's all there was to it, man. Now, this is 2 weeks later. I'm not wearing any bandages. I'm not wearing any braces or, it's a little, it's fine. I'll get a little pain in here because they went underneath all that. But nothing to speak of. I got the clearance to start playing drums. So yesterday I played 10 minutes lightly. I'm not swinging for the pencil, just playing a little bebop. So I'm very happy about that. Now, before I bring on Stanton Moore, because he's coming on in a few minutes, he's putting out some fires, so to speak, in New Orleans with all they're dealing with. He had some crises happen today. We'll get him open. Before that, if you're not hunkered down, man, because this is not something to mess with. The kind of thing that's going to kill a great many people, and we need to just stay home. So it's a great time to practice, right? It's a great time for podcasting, for watching them, for creating them. I do some work. I've been a teacher my whole life. Lately, I've been teaching a little bit, coaching podcasting. So if you want to know how to do Skype lessons or how to set up podcasting, you don't need a lot of stuff. Get to do it here best because you want to buy more and hipper and better and cooler stuff. But basically, you can get into it very inexpensively and very quickly. And so I encourage you to do so. Now's the time to be home, be creative. Read those books on all those drummers you've been acquiring and haven't read. Work on that new method book that you picked up and didn't get to. Take a Skype lesson with somebody. The famous guys are not doing anything. They're all stuck at home just like you are. So hunker down and do something creative. Make a video. Make a video of yourself, of your family, anything. Call your friends. I've been calling a lot of friends because, they're not doing a hell of a lot. Everybody's home. Everybody's in this together. Doesn't matter what your political persuasion is or your race or your gender or your nationality. We're all in this, and it's not very good. But, we're going to come out the other side, and there'll be gigs awaiting for us, right? We're going to be looking for music once they get done with this. I hope. Let me take a sip. Okay. The next video I'll be posting, now that I'm back in business again, I took a month off. This is the live show, obviously. The next full-blown interview show I'll be posting by the end of the week with Pele Berglund, who did the book Buddy Rich, One of a Kind. And it's a great book. I encourage you to read it. And I will have a little mini review plus a good lengthy interview with Pele coming up at the end of the week. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, please do so. Just go to drummernation.com and sign up there, and you'll see a form that looks like this, and you will get access to a white paper I did on social media for artists. Okay? If you want to send me some show topics, please do so. I'm not seeing any comments. Somebody be nice if you gave me a thumbs up or something so I know this is working, because I had some troubles with it on Facebook this last month. moving onward, we're trying to expand the Drummer Nation show into a network. And to that end, we're going to have, well, we do have already, the Drummer Nation interview show, pre-record, the live show you're watching now, another show which would be older interviews from classic drummers that were made available in print but never in video. None other than Johnny Vodakovich himself, talking about all things Johnny Vodakovich. And that's great. Hey, thank you, Brandon, for letting me know that you can hear me. I appreciate it. Because I have had some issues. And then Mike Snyder does eDrum Guru. And everything's kind of been on hiatus for the last month since I was facing surgery and was going to be down. I put some things on hiatus. We're also trying to sell some advertising, and that's getting all kind of weird too because nothing's open. And you saw as a commercial for Memphis Drum Shop. They, like many other stores, are open for curbside. And I talked to Jim Pettit there yesterday, and we can still ship and go by and pick stuff up at the curb. But people are trying, to stay afloat, stay normal in this time, and it's not very easy to do. So okay, so while on this break, I've been doing some things like I set up my studio with a bunch of new gear that took some time, and I got my BFD stuff rolling, which is an F expansion product for electronic drums, and they make expansion packs where you can buy drum sets or people's grooves or all kinds of things like that. In fact, I want to talk to Stan about that in a minute if we get one. And I've got like 18 expansion packs with it. So it's pretty cool. You can dial up, you want Erskine's drums? There they are. You want Stanton Moore cymbals? There they are. You want Yamaha Maple Cups Custom Absolute? There it is. You can download these things and they're sampled. It's a BFT instrument. It's more than what we knew about samples years ago. It'd be 30, 40 articulation, 30 or 40 dynamic levels for each instrument for articulation. It opens and closes seamlessly when you play it on electronics. For those of you who are interested in electronics, I suggest we all realize that electronics are not going away, and they're part of almost everything we hear now, especially in popular. A couple of other topics been on my mind. I'm kind of stalling for a minute before Stanton comes on board. I don't know which one of these I want to cover first. Show ideas in the future, I'm going to do Greeking logos. I don't know if you know what that means, but Greeking logos means to obfuscate or erase or blur a logo. Greek meaning it's Greek to me, like you don't understand it. Interesting stories there. When I had my cymbal company, I used to look for the times when I had artists on TV because I would love to see my logo on it as we advertised. In fact, our cymbals were heavier on one side than the other, so they always sat on, I'm trying to do this on in a mirror image. They always sat on the cymbal stand like that, so they were tilted one way or another, and that was the heavier spot, and so you got a little more stick definition on that, the sweet spot. What we tried to do was make sure the logo was on the underside of the cymbal down on this spot. So you had to put it exactly in the right spot so that from the audience, you could see it. Little trick we're trying to do. In any event, I'm going to tell you more about that, but let me bring in a certain buddy of mine that I think is right here. Hang on a second. Here he is. Can you hear me, Stanton? Uh-oh, wait a second. Let me get you. Oh, man. Not hearing you. Not hearing you. Shit, it just worked a minute ago. You know, my favorite line from Spaceballs is even in the future, nothing works. Do you hear me now? He can hear me, but I can't hear him. Son of a bitch. Let's go to something else here. Give me a minute. Then you come back on in 1 second. Log out and come back in. Hopefully he'll come in and out of that. He'll come in and out of that, that's my hope. Let's see if he comes on in. Let's see. Man, I tell you, that's annoying when stuff doesn't work. Because he's made a special attempt to be here for me. Now he's having trouble getting back into this chat room. Go to another commercial.
Our latest innovation has opened the door for all drummers to have the same access as top musicians in the world. Custom cymbals. Now available to everyone. Your next sound just got more interesting. Sabian Custom Shop.
I do. I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes. All right, I think we got him.
We got it.
Stanton, you there?
I'm here.
There he is. All right. Thank you for doing this. I know you've been very busy today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put us in a slot so you can see both of us like that. I love when this stuff works. Can you see what I'm seeing? What do you see?
I don't see you.
Okay, don't worry about it. Let's move on. Hello, and how are you, brother?
Well, I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Hunkered down like everybody else. I
Yeah.
presume New Orleans is closed up and sealed tight.
Yeah, it is. And, we had to shut down Tipitina's, obviously, along with every other live music venue. And, there are a couple of restaurants still operating, doing pickup where you can't come in the restaurant. And a couple of them are doing delivery, but most businesses are shut down. And so I just had a long call with the members of Galactic and our management trying to figure out how we navigate all that, because we have a lot of employees who are out of work now, and the government stimulus is changing by the day. And so anyway, we're dealing with that, but I'm also trying to focus more on the positives, focus on the extra time that I'm getting to practice and write lessons and connect with students. I've been getting extra time to do more lessons, more Skype lessons. And tonight I'm trying something new and what I think should be fun. Are you still hearing me?
Yes, got you. Keep going.
Cool. So tonight I'm actually going to try doing a masterclass live on Facebook Live and making it free and open to the public. And I'm even going to post the PDF of what I'm covering. I started improvising, and when I started practicing, once everything started getting a little bit more shut down, and we started social distancing, I started going and practicing a lot at my studio and bringing some of my left side percussion home. And then I started coming up with ideas that I really liked, and I put it all into a lesson and made it into a PDF. And it all focuses on how you can practice while you are quarantined without a drum set. So you can get inspired and play on household items, set them up on TV trays or on chairs or whatever. I'm going to demonstrate all that. And then I'm also going to demonstrate how you can apply that to your full kit when you get back to it. So I've got a little practice kit right here with the low volume cymbals and silent stroke heads. And I've been doing a lot of lessons from this. And as you can see, it's not much louder than my voice. It's not louder than my voice. It's about the same volume. So I've been getting a lot of extra shed time by doing that. But then I also have my bigger kit over there and with all the left side percussion. And then I'm also going to set up some household items on TV trays and show how you can practice along with that. So I'm going to do all of that and then eventually get over to the big kit and demonstrate all that.
Let me jump in for a second. In for a second. I'm not surprised because I know you. And I was over staying at your house once, and you were having some construction going on. And you said, well, we don't have any drums set up, but you had a pair of pedals set up. And I got a practice pad out and learned some left foot clave patterns, talking with you, hanging out with two, what were they? They weren't connected to anything. They were just like practice pedals and a pad. And I got some shit done, man. You taught me something.
Yeah.
Not just that. So I'm not surprised to see you doing this, and that's a great idea.
Well, thanks for saying that. I mean, for me, having toured for, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary tour. So I've had to get creative with how I practice. I love practicing. I really do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the process of it. I enjoy, it's very meditative for me and it's very grounding, but I also enjoy making progress. and it's fun, and it's also great to share with other drummers what you've been practicing and learn some other stuff. So all that being said, I've had to become creative in how I do practice. So if I'm on the tour bus, I will keep a lightweight snare stand in my bunk with a pad. And I like to wake up in the morning while the bus is still driving to wherever we're going. And I make coffee and I just start shedding. And, I usually have very specific things that I'm working on. And I like to shed in what I call slow motion, like slow things down and refine everything and play it very quietly so that I'm just working out all of the static, working out all of the tremors and the force. And so I can do that on the bus. In a hotel room, I'll take out the ironing board, and because you can raise it and lower it, it's adjustable. So different beds or different heights in hotel rooms, you can always adjust the ironing board, and you can put your pad on that and shed. So I always have a pad in my bag. I carry this little DW pad because it's light, and then I had Remo make me this 13-inch version of a brush up pad years and years ago, and it's great because 13 inches fits in a backpack or a rollerboard. A regular 14-inch one does not. So I've had to become creative about how I can practice when I'm constantly touring, constantly in buses or hotel rooms, and even airports. This is always with me. These two pads are always with me. So if I'm at an airport and I've got a 4, 5, 6, 8 hour layover, that's no problem for me. I'll go find a corner and shed. So, so
Great.
now I'm going to share some of that in this masterclass today, 7 p.m. on my Facebook page. And if it goes well, I might start doing Wednesday night, 7 p.m. masterclasses, for a while. And then Wednesday nights work out well for me if I'm touring and I'm home. I'm usually off on a Wednesday night and I'm at home. And then 7 o'clock is good because it's 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock New York. So I've thought it through. People are like, "Is this an April Fool's joke?" I'm like, no, it's just the first Wednesday since I've had the idea. So I've really been getting a lot from the more I give out. By give out, I mean the more that I just kind of try to be generous and just like pour out, ideas. And I made my academy free for the weekend. This past weekend, I'm going to be giving out the PDF for this lesson that I'll be presenting tonight. The more I do that, the more goodwill I get back from people saying, "Man, thank you for doing this." I went live on Facebook and did a house party Friday night, and I played along to some of my play-alongs. And granted, the sound, it needs a little work. I know that, so I'm working on that. I'm buying an interface that'll go directly into Facebook Live, and we'll improve all of that. But I'm a firm believer of you've just got to jump in and you just got to do it, and then you can improve it as you go. But right now, I feel like it's a time where you just got to jump in and do it, and
I was just saying that. I was just making that point before I got you on. Like, this is the time to be creative. Stay home, and if you want a podcast, do it. If you want to call your friends, you want to live stream, you want to look through that old method book you bought and haven't played through yet. Now, wouldn't it be nice if there was a whole curriculum online, like an academy for drums?
Wouldn't that be nice? That even
Tell us.
starts at the beginner level. A lot of people
Yeah.
ask me that question, like, "Do you have any beginner lessons on the academy?" And the answer is yes. My good friend Mark Wessels wrote an incredible book called Fresh Approach to Drum Set, and it starts from here's how you hold a stick, here's how you set up the drums, here's a basic rock beat, all that stuff. And I did all the video lessons, and they're all up there on the academy. And Mark's book is incredible. Every lesson ends in a play along, and so yeah,
Let's plug that though. Let's plug it. That's Stanton Moore Academy. I'm sorry, you do it.
StantonMooreDrumAcademy.com. And
Right.
not to plug things. I'm trying not to come across as sounding too selly in these times. I'm trying to give as much as I can. But of course, I mean, to be honest, I make a living playing drums, and any people who do want to sign up for the academy right now, I greatly appreciate it, and I do mean that. So, and right now we are doing a discounted rate and all that kind of stuff too. Just trying to make everything as inspiring as we can in these times, because a lot of people are cooped up in their houses, and they're starting to go a little stir crazy, get a little antsy, and feel a little cooped up. So I'm just trying to pour ideas out there for people to practice, for people to work on. I put a left hand workout, weak hand workout. It's up on all of my channels. I put that up for free. It's like a 4 or 5 minute lesson, and it's on all of my channels. And then this thing tonight, I'm doing this free masterclass, and just trying to put stuff out there. I did a 1 minute lesson on this material that's up on Instagram, and Facebook and all that. But yeah, just trying to do what I can to spread goodwill.
Yeah, and there you go, hitting on all cylinders even when you're down, and that's what we all have to do. Well, I guess we're going to come out the other side of this, right? I mean, you're hunkered down, you're staying safe.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to come out on the other
lasts.
side. We're going to come out on the other side, and I hope in a way that we're all improved and better and focused, realigned, and kind of reassessed. That's the word I'm looking for. I think this is a time for reassessment, for reassessing really what is important. I've seen a lot of memes about, oh wow, all of those meetings actually could have been an email, right? So that's funny, but what I'm hoping is like, oh wow, I didn't need to run around all day and run from this place to the other. I could have stayed home and worked on bettering myself as a drummer, or inspiring people by writing a new lesson, or I think a lot of times we get caught up with being busy, and running from one place to the next. So I think hopefully positive out of all this is that we will start to reassess what we want to make us busy and reprioritize. So that's what I'm hoping for myself anyway. I'm trying to practice more, spread some more inspiration, goodwill, and drumming knowledge, and have fun too. Let's not forget to have fun in these times. I mean, laughter is the best medicine, right? So
When I was teaching with the kids, I would always tell them, man, I got one rule. Can't break this rule. You have some trouble. Wide-eyed. Say the rule is, gotta have fun.
right, exactly.
And,
Yeah, you gotta
I
have
won 'em over
fun.
every time.
And you got to remember, why we got into doing this. I imagine a lot of people who are watching this are drummers, right? So don't forget that, the reason we got into this was because it was fun.
You know what I want to see? I don't think the technology is there yet, but now that we're all at home, would it be nice if you could call somebody across town who plays bass, and another guy who plays guitar or keyboards, and another guy might play sax, and you all get in on a conference thing where you can see and hear each other, and just play for fun, for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I think the latency is their issues. It's not ready yet.
Not ready yet, but it's not far. And
Yeah.
I think that this will push that along. And, two, for better or worse, what this is really creating a surge in is an interest in online teaching. So many people are looking into online teaching, and that's a good thing, because that hopefully is going to make it so that it's going to make drum lessons more readily available. And then hopefully that'll make more people want to play drums. And hopefully that'll make more people want to buy drums and cymbals. And hopefully it'll grow our drumming industry. I mean, we have to look at this, think about things that were at the time seemed like awful things. And then once they passed, you realize, well, but then we wouldn't have had this. if we didn't have that, right?
On the
So,
bright side,
you know, the big band era happened after the Great Depression, right? And people wanted to get out and spend money and go dance and have a good time. Um, the bebop era happened after World War II, you know? Um, so these, I'm hoping that we'll see some inspiration, some positiveness come out of all of this, you know. I mean, and keep in mind, man, this is a global thing, you know. Also, I mean, I might sound naive in this, but one of my hopes is that if we all globally can figure out ways to come up with quicker ways to test this thing, quicker ways to all pivot, move, and quarantine each other, if we can learn how to work more together globally, maybe we can learn how to, you know, focus on climate change after this. Maybe this is something that's it's good practice for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being totally naive, but I'm just trying to think of the possible positive outcomes that could come from
maybe
this.
we can improve our healthcare system. You know,
Wouldn't that be great?
without getting political, I think we all want everybody to be safe and have healthcare now.
Yeah, who doesn't
So,
want to have good health care? Whether, you know, uh, without getting political, everybody wants good health care. How do you do that?
all right. Well, I appreciate you taking your time on a very busy day for you and trying to put out fires left and right with your businesses. But you've been an inspiration to a lot of people, especially with online learning. And I just know you, man. If I haven't seen you in 3 months, you've got some cool shit to show me
Well, yeah.
every
Here, let
time.
me show you this. I, I
There
still
you go.
can't. I still can't
Do
figure
it.
out why I can't see you. I can see
Well,
like your symbol over here. It's like
we
it's
could.
like a giant. It's like it's a giant picture, and I can see
I
your
know. I'm seeing
sleeve, and
that
that's it.
too. But since we're live, I don't want to try to straighten it out.
Okay, don't worry about it. So look,
All right.
I'm gonna give you a 1 minute lesson of what I'm gonna cover in my
All right.
masterclass today.
I'm in
Okay.
learning mode.
So I've been, long story short, I've been improvising and coming up with stuff. And I wanted to come up with Mardi Gras Indian stuff in the left hand with an interesting pattern in the right. So I reduced it after I came up with what I wanted. I said, well, what is it? How do I show it to people? So I realized, oh, it's just paradiddles, okay, starting on the left hand. Okay, check it out. Paradiddles on the left hand. Now you're going to put a flam on the diddles. Technically, that's called a reverse single flammed mill, a reverse flammed mill, right? I've seen it called different things,
Right.
reverse flammed windmill, things like that. Okay, but in essence, it's a paradiddle off the left hand, and then you diddle you flam the diddles. Okay, you got that?
Yes, sir.
Now, check out what happens when you split the hands up. Now, you don't need all kinds of fancy stuff. I've got a Preservation Hall coaster on a piano bench, and I've also got a music stand. So check it out. This is on the coaster. Here's what happens when you split up the hands. Now I'm going to pick it up in tempo. Right?
Excellent.
Now, if I accent this right hand, I can make it sound like Sissy Strut. Right?
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to, I could move the hands around here. Check it out. Right?
Sound like a Latin rhythm section.
Dude, all right, now check this out. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're live, right? So we're just gonna have fun
We're
now.
live, baby.
So you can work all that out on pads and household items, right? Then when you get back to a full kit, look at what you can do. Now I know that this sound is going to be a little loud, but
That's
check this out. I've got all these mini timbales over here, right? Right? Let me see if I can make my picture a little bigger. I don't know if I can do that.
All right.
All right. So, and I've got two different tuned ponderos, right? I've got cowbells. All right, check this out. So now I can take that same thing, right? Paradiddles in the left hand. Paradiddles leading with the left, I mean. Then flam the diddles. Right? Now I'm gonna take it up to speed and have fun. Check it out. Right? Now I can put it on these mini timbales. Right?
Excellent.
Now I can put it over here. Cowbell. Right?
Yep.
Now I'm going to take this tambourine. I'm going to put it on my hi-hat. Now I'm going to take my right hand and put it on these little timbales. Okay? And put the left hand on the cowbell. Still the same thing. Right? So then I'm over here. I'm over here. Okay? Now I'm going to take it up in tempo, but I'm going to swing it. I'm going to swing it and I'm going to make it sound like sort of like DC Go-Go. Although people from DC don't like the way I play Go-Go. But I'm just having fun with percussion. Here we go.
Excellent. Well, Stanton, that's some funky New Orleans gumbo right from the kitchen, brother.
So, but I want to show people how you can practice that on the pad to start. And if people are like, well, yeah, but my paradiddles aren't that great. Well, now's your time. Work on your paradiddles and then work on your flams. Work on being able to add flams to the diddles. And then sit there with your pad, or you don't even need a pad. Whatever you're playing on, and then add bottles and frying pans and pots, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do tonight at 7. I'm going to set up a little household item kit over here. So I'm going to put my Facebook Live right in the center of the room, and then I'm going to move around the room. So I'm going to be right here, and then I'm going to be over here on this kit. Let's see if you can. My little picture is tiny, so there we go. I'm gonna be like that. Then I'm gonna move it over here to the big drums, right? But first, before I move it to the big drums, I can't see because it's so small.
You're doing great. I see everything you showed.
There we go. And then, but then over here, I'm gonna set up right here in this little spot. I'm gonna set up the household item setup, which when I first started studying with Johnny V, that's how I started experimenting with all of those stickings, was by going home and putting up household items on TV trays. I didn't have all this percussion stuff.
sorry, there's a delay. Isn't that a long-standing New Orleans tradition? They, second line incorporated those things.
Oh yeah, picking up bottles and picking up,
Yeah.
whatever you can, and picking it up and doing stuff with it. Yeah. So,
All right.
so yeah, exactly. Improvising. So, and then, I've improvised with stuff, and then luckily I have a great standing relationship with my companies, and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. I want to take that sticking that I was playing on a frying pan. I want to voice it between two different timbales. And then there you go. And then, but all these ideas, I didn't come up with this by setting up all this stuff around. I came up with it on a pad, and then I came up with it on household items. And then I visualized, oh, well, what if I put this instrument in this place? But while we're all quarantined, you can work up these things and work up your creativity, and then you can apply it to a kit once you get out of here. But you can really work up a lot of stuff and be creative and have fun while we're all cooped up in the house.
Excellent, Stan. What I love about that is you gave us a pattern. Here's something you can do right away. Here's something you can expand. You can work it around, but get your butt in there and come up with some new stuff, new sounds, use anything you want. And you always leave your lessons open-ended for people who internalize it and run with it.
So, Michael, I'm going to give you the link. If anybody's interested, I'll give you the link to the PDF. And then I'll
post
also
it with the video.
Yeah. Do you need it right now, or are you going to post this later?
No, this is live. As soon as this is done, I will. In fact, I took the liberty of posting this to your Facebook page since you are the guest of the show.
Lovely. Let me right now. I'm gonna send you the Facebook event in case anybody wants to see the master class, and then I'm gonna find the link to the PDF and give that to you.
All right, brother. Well, that's very inspirational, Stanton, showing people how they can make the best of a bad situation and keep the creative spirit, creative juices flowing.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and good to talk to you as always. Everybody stay safe, wash your hands, be healthy, and I'm wishing everybody the best. And I know we're going to come out of this on the other side. Hopefully we come out more improved.
All right, brother, man. Big love to you.
All right, brother.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right. That's my friend Stanton Moore. Here we go. There's Stanton Moore. Great guy, and I appreciate him doing this. Very busy day for him. Okay, I was wondering if I had enough, but of course we got plenty. We're 44 to it, so with that, I'm going to sign off and advise you that Drummer Nation is back. We're all back. Everything's cool, and I've got the okay to keep playing, thankfully, and we're going to take it out. See you on the flip side. Thank you, and thank you, Stanton Moore. Bye-bye.